welcome people. We are in conversation with Kanwalpreet Walia, the business head of handbags division of Titan Company Limited. Welcome.
Glad to meet you.
I would love to dive right in. I know my mom is a big fan of handbags, as I was just telling you. And it's an honor to be talking to somebody who handles the handbags division of Titan, Arth. The core concept of the brand, Arth, is pockets of joy. And it really drew me, and I was thinking about it, what it means, where it was coined. So please break down that for me first so that we'll know.
Sure. To begin with, happy to be here. And talking about Earth is always beautiful. The journey started in 22. That's when we launched Earth. And before we did that, we met a lot of women. Handbags is a high affinity category for women of all walks. And it's a high penetration category. Every woman has a bag.
True.
When we decided to do handbags, we also wanted it to be different. Like most categories from Titan, we've always come with a solution that's unique, unique to category, and that definitely provides added benefit to the customer.
Right.
So when we met women, we figured how mobile today women are, right?
Yeah.
If you compare it to even maybe 5 years back, there is so much mobility that women has, and that's not just for work, for everything they are mobile. And when we spoke to women, we said that if you have a journey from point A to point B, you always carry a bag.
Yeah.
And how can we make that journey beautiful for that women is where all this started.
Yeah.
And we landed in the space where we are, which is Earth is about beautiful bags that give you the most spacious organizing solution.
Yeah.
And that's really what makes what Earth is.
Yeah.
So if you reach out, if you look at a bag is a bag, right?
Right.
But when you reach inside of the bag,
Yeah.
is when the bag is different from me, it's different for you.
True.
Because we organize it the way we want to. And hence we said beautiful bags that can also give women unique organizing solutions is where Earth is. We lovingly call it thoughtfully designed to make your everyday beautiful. That's really where Earth is in what we have to offer.
Awesome. Very, very thoughtful. I'm sure there's a lot of R&D that went into just the production and incubation of this product line. And of course, since you come from the House of Titan, it is a big name to be associated with, right? But with great authority also comes great responsibility. Now, having handbags is something that we already see in the market. High Design, Da Milano, n number of brands, and we also now have D2C brands like Mukobara, Miragio. How does Arth make sure that they are bringing a competitive edge in the market? How are they standing out? Since you've started just now, I'm sure you have more recent consumer behavioral demands that you're catering to. So break that down for me. I would love to know.
So, I would start with the product. How is the product different? If you look at our line construct, we have 4 verticals in our line construct. One is the handbag itself, your totes, bags,
right,
all of it. Then we call something as little delights.
Okay.
And then there is organizers, and then there are little joys.
Yeah.
So we have four segments to our product line.
Okay.
Bags are bags, and most of our bags come with the best organizing solution. So you have a key leash, you have a wire holder, you have padded straps. We do only padded straps because otherwise they start to pinch after a while.
Wow.
They are most ergonomically balanced. If you look at our laptop bags, they are very well balanced. All that came, through a lot of work that our designers do for how we can make a bag more ergonomic. That's like the staple core of the product. Our second line is very beautiful, which is Delights. We have a mom's bag. It's a special diaper bag. We have a lunch bag. We're just coming up with a camera bag. That is also because when we were meeting women and we met a woman in Nagpur and she spoke to us beautiful insights about bags. And just as we were leaving her home, she said, I just have one more thing to say. And sometimes when, people give you such intense, honest feedback, that becomes the greatest truth, right, of something that you have figured.
Well said.
She said that I'm soon going to be a mom, and I do not want to carry the flowery, very plastic looking bags that come. And she was a young mother, going to be a mother, very stylish. And, it just struck us that today there are so many used cases for women that will help them express, where you are definitely seeking better organizing, but you are also seeking the charm and the vanity of a beautiful bag, right? And hence we then came up with used cases, like the amount of women who travel today, either solo, with family, as an individual need is extremely high. And hence the camera bag, because, then you want to carry, and it need not be an elaborate camera, even if you have just a detachable lens, so just a small camera with lens, you want a bag for it, right? And you want a bag that matches your style statement. And hence, such small, very practical, everyday used cases fall under delights. Then we have organizers as a line, which to me is beautiful. And also they are the biggest recruitment into Earth as a solution, because we have 3 sizes, small, medium, actually 4, small, medium, large and XL.
Okay.
They are detachable organizers. So like whatever you carry in your bag, you can actually very nicely organize it into the organizer. And then when you shift bags, you don't have to lift and do the messy work of changing. You can just take the organizer and very nicely, in jiffy of a second, put it into your next bag, depending upon the size. We do jewelry organizers. We do, personally for me, carrying shoe, I always carry an extra pair, because you wear heels and then you're moving.
Agree.
And you're always looking for the best of, packet, sachet, napkin in which you can keep it in. So we've made this very beautiful satin shoe carrying organizers, which you can dump into your bag, your suitcase. So we've also looked at use cases for organizing. So we have bags, we have delights, we have organizers, and then we have little joys, which are small articles. They are trinkets, charms, and many other things that are joyful to decorate your bag. So those are the 4 lines. We believe giving such a beautiful organizing solution to women to make their journeys beautiful, not compromising the vanity of the bag, is what makes us different. Nobody has curated, looked or designed this space with this meaning. And I think that's our joy, that's our mojo, and that is why we exist.
Amazing. I was reading one of the interviews by the CEO, Manish Sir, of the brand, and he said that they're looking to double the bag sales in the coming in the coming financial year. So, what is the marketing strategy that you're looking out to achieve this, and what will be your blueprint in the coming year to follow that?
So, I think giving people a reason to own Earth, because, we've just launched and our greatest task is you have to give, you have to reach out to people and give them the meaning to buy Earth. So, to be able to reach out to more people, and we feel digital is a platform that lets you do it, creating meaningful conversations, being able to explain everything that I have explained. So it would be digital reach, meaningful content, giving a message that lets people absorb the brand, the philosophy and the product philosophy, I think would be a great way of reaching out to more people for them to adopt Earth.
Of course. What is your target audience? I can hear that you're going with working moms, you're going with new moms, you're going with travelers for camera bags. So what I can understand from your discussion is it's an all versatile brand for women. But still, what is your main target audience as of now? What's your first preference to reach out to this cohort of audience? And what will be your way of reaching out to them?
Great. We love answering this question, because when we set out to launch the brand, we said that we are not going to define the target audience. We just simply said any woman who has a journey of her own, and is going to go from point A to point B, we would like to partner in their journey to make it joyful, and we stick to that. We're not cohorting women by working, non-working, age band. We're not doing that. Anybody who is seeking a solution to make their journey beautiful, Earth will be their partner. And it just so happens when you provide that, there's a little bit more accessible income that you seek, and hence, it just lands with people who probably are in their early careers, or, who have the disposable income, and could be, anywhere in a maturity age of maybe 20, 21, 22 and upwards, because when you're younger than that, your needs and wants and what you're looking at is very different.
True.
But I think at the core of it, any woman having a journey of her own, Earth is there to take their journey in a joyful way forward.
Amazing. You were telling me that retail journey is something that has begun for the brand 6 months ago. I'm repeating it just for the viewers who are watching. How has the journey been? Retail expansion for Earth, how has it been? Further, how do you plan to amplify it more?
So, actually, our own exclusive brand outlets have been about 6 months. We've also been present through departmental stores, Shoppers and Lifestyle. So, the retail journey began with them as well.
Okay.
Besides Earth.in, which is of course an online platform for you to buy.
Yeah.
Our exclusive brand outlets journey has been about 7 months old now. With first store opening in Phoenix Palladian, Bombay.
Okay.
We are nostalgic about the store as we think about it. And I think retail lets you, because you have more space dedicated to yourself, it lets you express your brand expressions much better. So if you walk into a store, and like I said earlier, I request you to walk into one of our stores.
For sure.
When you look at it from outside, and that was always our endeavor, to have a very welcoming, joyful, cafe-like vibe. So we also own yellow as a color because it's a happy color.
Yeah.
It's a joyful color. It's a very subtle yellow that invites you, you know, and more than often, and we are present right now only in malls, when people are passing by, they just look and say, oh, wow, what's this beautiful store?
Yeah.
And when you walk in, as I explained, that brand is all about discovery, right?
Yeah.
As you walk in, we've made the store in a way that you discover many facets of the brand that are so engaging.
Yeah.
I think that experience only an exclusive outlet can give you, besides the opportunity for customers to touch, feel, look at the product, compare. True. It suddenly brings everything alive. The other thing that's beautiful in our stores is we have a little customization section. Certainly you can engrave initials. Many brands let you do it, and so do we. But the section is very beautiful. It's laid out in what I call a very women fancy way, because I think the little nuances and the little beauty of everything just comes alive in it.
Yeah.
And we also have the good old nostalgic seals. Those seals, and you can choose the messaging that you want. So you can write a little note, and you can seal it all by your own hand. So we've made it, that easy and accessible. What it does is, when you're taking gifts, of course, we do have beautiful gift wrapping that we can do.
Sure.
You can customize your message, custom seal it. And that makes us so precious, because this piece of, oh, I have done it and I'm passing it on to you, is such a beautiful thing. So I think the retail outlet lets you do that, besides of course the hand feel and the storytelling that happens inside the store.
Amazing, makes sense. And there's a lot of psychological impact also that a retail outlet does, right? The moment you enter. This is a very interesting concept for me as well, because the moment you enter a KFC, you see red all around, you evoke hunger, you evoke all kinds of emotions. Similarly, when you enter a handbag store, it should make you feel like you're in a place where you relate with the brand, you feel like you need the brand. What is your viewpoint on the same? How are you trying to get this done?
No, absolutely. Like I said, we own the color yellow.
Yeah.
in a way which is very inviting, because yellow can be either ways, right?
Yeah.
And like we say, yellow is a happy color. Our store emulates that. It's a very happy, inviting, warm vibe. The yellow is clubbed with what we call like a pastel beige, because it blends the vibe together. It's warm, yet it's happy and joyful. So colors do play on how you feel in that moment. And I would say we cracked it.
Amazing. Sorry. I would further like to discuss about how you've opened stores in Bombay, Delhi, all the places where we have all the working class audience. What is your plan to reach out to the tier 2 and tier 3 audience? And do you see demand emerging from those cities as well for your brand? Is it further on your cards that you want to go out for these kind of cities as well?
Certainly, tier 2, tier 3 cities today, the aspiration is the same everywhere.
True.
And access to fashion is only becoming, deeper and deeper. We reach the Earth.in services, all cities now. We are also present on Myntra, services all cities. Would we want to do it? Certainly, yes. It would be a journey. Because, retail, you can't just expand overnight everywhere. But
True.
Certainly through online, we are already servicing, right? And great response. Retail, we will, but it'll take its own time to get.
Right, makes sense. Also brings me to the point, what kind of sales are you looking? Don't give me numbers, I'm totally okay with that, but just tell me that you've been omni-channel business, right? You're present in retail, online, then you're telling me you're also present at lifestyle kind of stores. What kind of demand are you seeing and where are you seeing the demand maximum? Is what I would love to.
So, even through, our footprint right now is top city heavy, which is maybe top 15 to 20 cities. And our share of business is also coming from there. We would get 20% from the rest and maybe 80% from your top 15 to 20 cities, right? That's how it is. But, in future, the growth rates from other cities would be higher for the category as well.
Right.
For a new brand, any which ways we have to build the footprint.
Yeah.
So, the story is very new.
Yeah.
But the growth rates from other towns is also very, very, very encouraging.
Amazing. The price range of the bag is such that it does follow through. It does not fall in a very cheap range of bag, but it also is not in the luxury range of bag. Has the pricing been very carefully thought about? What was the thought behind?
Very, very, very carefully. It is a conscious choice to be accessible premium. It was that was like the most thing that we wanted is to provide to as many women in our country. And given, the quality, the look, feel, what it offers, it just sits in a price band. But to be an accessible premium brand was a choice. Because if you look at our country, if you look at the dynamics of our country, the purchase in our country, people are willing to upgrade, right? If there is a good solution. But you don't want to upgrade to a level where, it's beyond accessible. Then you are servicing far and few, right? And as Titan, we believe in reaching out, the best of design, best of product to many, and hence that it was if at all we were very sure of an accessible premium price point. So that's very much by design.
Right. Makes sense. Amazing. Well thought through kind of process, I would say, because most brands are trying to reach that state, and with the legacy name of Titan along with it, I think it will play well for the Earth brand. What is the marketing mix you plan to follow? There's digital, there's print, there's TV, there's radio. There are multiple channels that a brand can reach out to their audience with. What is your preference? Where would you like to market your brand?
So we have extensively used digital. For two reasons. One, because it's in motion media, right? It lets you express the best. It is also an engaging platform. And people write to you, they engage with you, they follow people. and people are glued onto screen these days. So it becomes the choice not just for us, for most brands, right?
Right.
But we have also used print in the past when we launched Bombay, our first store.
Yeah.
Because it was our first store, we wanted to reach out because static has its own value, as does digital, right? So it's not either or. It's like you said, it's a mix that works. We in the journey of our brand have used digital more, but going forward, we would like to expand that media mix and have more media engagements into it. Certainly, yes.
Right. As you mentioned, people follow when they want to buy those products. Brings me to the point of influencer marketing. How do you look at it? How do you look at it for the brand art, and how will you leverage it for the coming times?
It's a boon for most marketeers, most brands, because gone are the days when consumers were homogeneous. Consumers and their choices are very heterogeneous, and they are very, they know what choices they are making and why, and hence they follow different people, they admire different people, and so are brands. Not all my collections are for, it's not like one bag is liked by everybody. If I have 5 bags, 3 may like 2, 2 may like 5. So the influencer gives you the platform to reach out to many people who have different choices, but yet the brand may have solution for you. So I would think of it as a very accessible, very doable way of reaching different taste buds,
right?
And reaching out consumers with what they identify with. I really look at influencer marketing in this way.
Awesome, makes sense. And there are also different kind of influencers, right?
Yes.
You can go for micro influencer.
Absolutely.
You can go for a nano influencer.
Absolutely.
What is your viewpoint of the same? How will you leverage the class of influencer that you want to partner with?
So, it's like when you are opening a store, right? You are reaching out to much closer audiences, and hence the role model, which is a micro influencer. When you're doing brand conversations and you're doing larger influencing, you would do which reach out to larger audiences, and hence the choices, right? For brand, for store, for a particular type of bag, there would be somebody who would really identify with, say, a metallic collection, right?
True.
And hence all the followers of that particular influencer. So I think the choices are made basis what is the task on hand, who are we wanting to reach out to, and what is the message we are wanting to be delivered. And the person then becomes that vehicle, right? The influencer then becomes the vehicle. So it really depends on the task on hand.
Makes sense, perfectly. I would also love to highlight the point where you mentioned about this New Delhi store being the first store for the North India region. How are you planning to amplify your marketing spend, since this is the only store for the North Indian region? I'm sure you want to invest more and reach out to more people in the region. What is your plan for the same?
So, couple of things. We have an always on digital. Digital can also be cut to city, can be cut to region. That's one way. Influencer marketing is certainly second. Also, where the mall is, there is a lot of geo-targeting that we do in that area. We also do geo-targeting, the whole social to our website to getting to store is also one cycle that we measure. So getting people in the vicinity to get to our store, I think will be key for the next 2 months.
Amazing. One of my last questions. We always see a brand ambassador. We mentioned about influencers, what their power is, but we also see celebrities taking the brand ahead with their personality. Do we see a celebrity coming in anytime soon as the brand ambassador of Arth, and who would it be if you had to?
So we don't rule that option out. Have we narrowed down on one? Certainly not. There is a reason for that also, and it's really a personal belief that again, a brand has facets, right? And when you do drops collections and you add newer facet, like a mom's bag, right? I would definitely want somebody who's a mom to be to use it and give her, so that's one.
That's Kiara Advani actually. She's about to be a mom to be. That's all I can think of.
So, at different phases, you will have different people who then can be the brand ambassador.
Yeah.
And hence, right now, we are doing that with influencers. We've had a lot of influencers. We've also had a lot of celebrity influencers in the past.
Yeah.
When we had launched the brand, and because Diya Mirza is so versatile, she had launched one of our collections during the launch phase.
Yeah.
Kalki had launched, one of our bags. So it also is who's resonating at one point in time.
Right.
One face, my personal belief, and it's totally me as a marketeer talking.
Yeah.
In heterogeneous world, I think you need many faces.
No, that's not just you. I'm telling you, I've had a word with a lot of CMOs around the market, and not just lifestyle and apparel brands, but also auto brands, even FMCG brands. They are choosing different brand ambassadors for different line of products. And they want to do this because they know that the relatability is now much more hyper-personalized.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to reach out to every kind of audience, you need to have a different face for it.
Absolutely.
So,
I think that's really the journey that we are in.
Yeah.
Can't predict the future, but that's the journey we are on right now.
Okay. My last question to you. Where do you see the business going? What do you have in mind to make this business? Today it's somewhere. What day will it be when you will be like, yes, I made it what I had to?
Well, there is a statement that we often use, one earth bag for every urban woman has to happen.
Yeah.
We'd love every urban woman to carry and have at least one earth bag, because then we will truly elevate the experience that we are wanting to put forward.
Amazing. Well said. I think that's the right note to end the conversation. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And that was Chainit Kaur and Kawalpreet Walia signing off.
Thank you so much for having me.